Please subscribe and you can download this code from description below. In Python, there are various ways to store settings or configuration options for your programs. However, the official and recommended way is to use the configparser module, which is part of the Python standard library. Configparser allows you to create and manage configuration files in the .ini file format, making it easy to store and retrieve settings for your Python programs. In this tutorial, we will explore how to use configparser to store and retrieve settings with code examples. The configparser module is included in the Python standard library, so you don't need to install it separately. You can use it out of the box in most Python installations. To store settings for your Python program using configparser, you need to create a configuration file in the .ini file format. This file will contain sections and key value pairs to represent your settings. Here's an example of a basic configuration file named config.ini. In this example, we have two sections, database and app. Each section contains key value pairs that represent settings related to the database and the application. To read settings from the configuration file, you can use the configparser module. Here's an example of how to do this. In this code, we import the configparser module, create a configparser object, read the configuration file, and access settings from the sections using the section name and the key within square brackets. You can also modify settings in the configuration file and save the changes. Here's an example. In this code, we open the configuration file in write mode and use the write method to save the changes to the file. Make sure to be careful when modifying and saving configuration files to avoid data loss or corruption. Using configparser provides a simple and standardized way to store and manage settings for your Python programs. It's a best practice for separating configuration from your code, making it easier to maintain and update your applications. ChatGPT.